It really is a balance between data and being personal. So typically what gets measured is savings in terms of kilowatt hours in electricity, therms in gas, pounds in waste, plastics that have been recycled and thrown away. So those are typical measurements that people understand and believe in. And the other side of it is like, how is your team? How does your team feel? Does it grow your team? Is your team committed? Is there creative ideas happening? So I think there's a balance between the data side of things and then the hope and love and passion side of things, just keeping people engaged. I typically start small with my clients. We start off with, because my clients when they come to me or I find them, the conversation starts with, Steve, we want to become sustainable. We don't even know where it starts. And so I say, okay, let's put a compost bin in your kitchen. Let's put a recycling bin in your labs, and let's start talking about how you manage your waste. Those things don't cost them. And so it begins a process of trust, begins a process of, again, building a team, begins a process of creating solutions that people can do that doesn't impact their science, because that's the last thing you want to do is impact their science. And then we can move into all sorts. We can move into equipment selection, equipment usage, energy efficiency projects, different ways of buying chemicals, the bigger, more capital intensive projects. But I like, and it seems to work so far, is to start small, baby steps, and build a relationship of trust. That's how I operate. It's about building trust and about what makes LabVIEW different from other type of companies in this community. I physically go into the lab and I am leaning on the bench with the lab manager and the lab techs and asking questions. Why is that equipment off? When's the last time you used it? What about your freezer? Can we change the temperature of your freezer? So building that level of trust. I'm not here to sell them. I don't sell anything. I provide solutions. I provide partners if people want to implement things that I can't implement. So I'm blessed in this world to know pretty much everybody in the community on a national basis, bringing in solutions that are implementable and impactful that don't affect the way they do their science. Just makes everything better. That's how I approach things. Solutions that limit their impact on the planet. Look, they're scientists. They get it. They understand that laboratories use 10 times more of everything than any other building. There's more energy, to more water, generate 20 times more waste than any other building. To be able to go in and say, let's limit the impact you have on the planet, and let's make that a challenge with your team and provide solutions that make sense. Love recycling. Very simple. Lots of companies do. Doesn't cost them. Again, compost and recycling. Turning down the temperature of the ultra low temperature, -80 to -7. Saves you 25% of your energy. It doesn't cost you anything. Most utilities will give you a little bit of money to do that. There's these simple little solutions that can make a big difference. And the reason I like to work with labs, I started off from the paper mills in Maine, there's different buildings, is that because they're so energy intensive and so waste intensive, that little things that you can do make a huge impact on the planet. That's what it is for us. It's all about the planet.